You spent the whole last quarter of your term, last term as governor, rather than giving your full attention to the responsibilities, you were giving political speeches all over the country. You were raising tons of money for the Democratic National Committee. This is the most partisan job in the country. And in fact, even the reports from Freedom of Information Act reports show that half the days in June and October, you were not even in Virginia. Now, if you want to see what a governor can accomplish when focused on the job, consider Governor Bob McDonnell. A year after taking over from Tim, he was able to report this to the people of Virginia, quote, "We have cut $6 billion out of our past two budgets, rejected proposals by my predecessor, Chairman Tim Kaine, to enact the largest tax increase in Virginia history and produced a $403 million surplus," end quote. I think that says it all. The people of Virginia, they needed a full-time governor, but Tim thought it was more important to serve as the chairman of the Democratic National Committee.
We are at the closing statement time, 2 minutes, and by coin toss and Jupiter aligned with Mars, you are the first to do the closing statement.
Great. Thank you, Candy, and thanks all for coming. It's great to be back with the Virginia Bar Association, and I appreciate this tradition. Look, the 2012 elections here in Virginia and elsewhere are fundamentally elections about tomorrow. They're not about division. They're not about smash-mouth politics. They're about what are the right policies for tomorrow. Old policies won't work. We need new policies to continue to grow the economy and move ahead. In the area of economic policy, we've got a basic plan that has a couple of key pillars that are rooted in a Virginia experience of seeing Virginia through the worst recession since the 1930s and keeping Virginia economically strong. It's about leveling the playing field for small businesses so that they're not disadvantaged up against larger businesses. It's about making investments in talent. That's really what's driven Virginia forward, the talent investments that have increased our higher ed attainment rate and increased our performance in K-12. It's about infrastructure spending of the kind we've talked about with Rail to Dulles. And it's about finding balance the right way to our budgets, not the wrong way. We can't go back to the days George talked about an American comeback. I don't want to go back. I don't think Virginians want to go back. We can't go back to those days from 2000 to 2006 of no oversight, of wasteful spending, of fighting innovation. George fought so hard against things like cafe standard increases and alternative energy investments. We can't go back. So we have to have the policies that focus on tomorrow, but maybe more importantly, we have to have the politics that focus on tomorrow. The search for common ground. The refusal to say that compromise is a bad word. The ability to listen. Not smash-mouth politics. Not knocking anyone's whiny, soft teeth down their whiny throat. Not calling federal employees sanctimonious social engineers, which George does at virtually every occasion. The name-calling that is going on now is blocking us from getting things done. We need to have less of it, and we need to have people who can bring folks together and build people up rather than divide them and tear them down.
And last words from Governor Allen.
Well, thank you for this opportunity to have this debate today about the future of our country. There is a lot at stake in this pivotal election, and I think it is the promise of the American dream for our children and for our grandchildren. I think there is a clear choice in this Senate race. I envision a much better future than what we're having to endure these days. I believe the way to get our economy moving again and creating jobs is to reinvigorate the entrepreneurial spirit of our country. We need to be providing Americans with a competitive advantage for investment and jobs. We need to unleash our American energy resources from our coal fields to our coast. And I think we do need to rein in this overreaching, overspending federal government. Here's what we need to be united behind. Proven reforms that will send a message to the world that America is open for business again. Now, we can do this without putting at risk the men and women of our armed services who put their lives on the line to protect our security and our freedom. We can do this without the devastating loss of jobs that would result from this deal that my opponent supported. We can do this without the massive tax increases that Tim supports on working men and women in small businesses, which will only result in more Virginians out of a job. Now, on every single significant issue, Tim Kaine has sided with the agenda of President Obama rather than the people of Virginia. I'll be Virginia's voice in Washington. Some people say that the problems are too big and the Republicans and Democrats can't be brought together to solve them. I believe we can work together. When I was governor, we worked with legislators in both parties to get big things done. We can do the same in Washington, and there is an urgency for action. So I respectfully ask for your support and your help to get America ascending again so that all Americans have that equal opportunity to catch their dreams. Thank you all so much.
Governor George Allen, Governor Tim Kaine, thank you both so much. I know the audience wants to join me in thanking you both for your time.
Travel safe. I'll see you on the road.
You too. See you on the trail ahead.
Okay, will do. Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good work. This is good to do. And I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yes.
Right.
I'll talk to you in a bit.
I'll tell you where the good gas prices are. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, you. This is good. This is a lot of fun.
Governor Allen, Governor Kaine, on behalf of all of the members of the Virginia Bar Association and our guests, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your public service. It's admirable, and we're so proud of what you're doing. And thank you for being here today to be a part of this very important event. Candy Crowley and CNN, thank you for doing a masterful job. We knew you would. We also want to thank our media for being here to report this very important event. And what we're going to do now is we're going to let our media have an opportunity to speak with the candidates as we're transitioning to our reception. We welcome all of our members and guests to the Crystal Room up at the front of the hotel for a reception from 12:30 to 1:30. And we are adjourned. Thanks very much.